Hi, I'm Ursa Ryan. Want to know all the key information about the new leaders in Civ 7 without clicking through loads of websites and videos? This video has it all. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know, from Confucius's thirst for science to Ashoka's dual personality, whilst also covering the best pairings of leader and civilization. Here we go. We start with Queen of the Nile, Hatshepsut. Hatshepsut is a cultural and economic leader who respects leaders who don't compete with her for wonders. You guessed it, she's all about building wonders. Hatshepsut has a starting bias towards navigable rivers and deserts, like the Nile. Her ability, God's Wife of Amun, grants 15% production towards buildings and wonders in cities next to navigable rivers, one of the few direct wonder building bonuses in the game, and also provides one culture for every imported resource via trade routes. Egypt is of course a natural Antiquity age synergy for Hatshepsut, given its bias and production bonuses to navigable rivers and early access to the Pyramid Wonder, which boosts these yields even further. Mississippi is also an alternate choice, given its bias to rivers and increased food, happiness, and gold from resources, as well as increased resource capacity. Also consider Shwani in the Exploration Age, with its increased food to cities next to navigable rivers, or Chola India, with increased access to trade routes for more culture, as well as early access to the Brihad Iswara temple. Next is Augustus, creator of the imperial cult. Augustus is a cultural and expansionist leader who respects civilizations with many cities and few towns. Don't challenge him as the wide boy of Civ 7. His ability, Imperium Maius, provides 2 production in the capital for every town, increases the gold when purchasing buildings in towns by 50%, and allows you to purchase culture buildings in towns. Rome is the historical antiquity choice for Augustus, with multiple abilities and civics geared towards owning as many towns as possible. But also consider Persia, with extra combat power, reduced army maintenance cost, and their own town bonuses. Why settle when you can conquer? The Norman Exploration Age civilization continues this pathway of rapid naval expansion, with attacking and defending bonuses to hold on to your new empire. But why not also consider Spain? Your new towns and distant lands can be even more profitable, with extra yields and treasure fleet bonuses. Now to Confucius, master of order, harmony, and tradition. Confucius is an expansionist scientific leader who likes civilizations with multiple specialists and dislikes those without them. He starts with a grassland bias, giving you lots of space to make big, sprawling cities. And his ability, Keiju, gives 25% extra growth rate in cities, as well as +2 science from specialists. Go big or go home is the Confucius way. His historical antiquity pathway is Han China, who excel at population generation and can stack further science onto specialists. Alternatively, Kema grants early access to the Angkor Wat Wonder, which in turn grants extra specialists, as well as multiple civics that improve specialists further. The Exploration Age Ming China continues the historic pathway with multiple science boosting abilities and civics. But why not dabble with Majapahit? Every non-capital city has an increased specialist limit. You could be a scientific marvel within turns. He may be rocking a dad bod, but Charlemagne means business. He's a militaristic, scientific leader with a river starting bias. He likes the leader who has triggered the most celebrations. I mean, how else does he reach that peak of physical glory? His Golden Shepherd ability gives his military and science buildings happiness when built next to quarters, helping him to trigger celebrations faster. And for every celebration he does trigger, he receives 2-3 cavalry units, and those units receive a +5 combat strength bonus whilst you are in the celebration. A happy Charlemagne equals a happy source of horse. Charlemagne pairs well with Maurya, India in the Antiquity Age, as they receive stacking bonuses to happiness on military and science buildings. Kema, however, offers a fun synergy should you wish to use their unique cavalry, the Vaishya elephants. And whilst the Norman Exploration Civ is a fun historic pairing, offering increased speed and combat strength to your cavalry whilst embarked, as well as multiple happiness buildings, can we overlook Mongolia? A unique ranged cavalry unit paired with multiple combat bonuses take Charlemagne in a totally different direction. The Great Expanse Leaping Tecumseh is next. A diplomatic, militaristic leader with a grassland and plains starting bias, Tecumseh respects those who leave independent powers independent, so conquer them at your peril. His unique ability, Nika Kia Kul Akwe, provides 1 food and production in every settlement for every city-state you were suzerain of, as well as 1 combat strength. Settling wide and making friends can be highly profitable. Greece is fantastically symbiotic with Tecumseh, with multiple influence-generating abilities and civics that help to suzerain city-states. But Han China also offers abilities to help generate well-needed influence. Xuani offers a historic pathway into the exploration age with extra food and cheaper befriend independent actions, but Inca is a totally different pairing that focuses more on Tecumseh's food and production abilities. After all, why not have all the yields? A bastion of independence now with Trung Trac, a militaristic scientific leader with a starting bias towards vegetated tropical areas of the map. She admires people who conveniently forget to promote their commanders, and dislikes those that do. Her unique ability, Chong, grants your first commander 3 promotions, and all commanders gain an additional 20% experience, leveling them faster than anyone else. She also gains 10% extra science for cities settled on tropical tiles, a bonus that gets doubled whilst she is in a formal war that she declares. In the Antiquity age, whilst both Kema and Maya offer bias to tropical starts and scientific benefits, an alternative path is Persia, who combines Trung Trac's improved commanders with fierce combat bonuses. The Majapahit exploration era Civ offers great synergy by maximizing the use of specialists, something already earning you lots of science. But Mongolia offers a fun alternative as you continue to get the most out of your powerful commanders, which by now will be highly leveled. Why not horse around a bit? Next we turn to a man with 2 personas, Ashoka. With his world conqueror persona, Ashoka is a diplomatic and militaristic leader who dislikes the civilization with the most land and likes the one with the least. His unique ability, Devaraja, increases production by 1 in cities for every 5 excess happiness, with a further 10% production in settlements not founded by Ashoka. Additionally, declaring a formal war triggers a celebration in your lands, and whilst celebrating, units have 10 extra combat strength against districts. He really is a war machine, power and production. His alternate world renouncer persona, after all, sometimes war can just be a bit much. He transforms into a diplomatic expansionist leader who likes the happiest civilization and dislikes the most unhappy civilization. Such a lovely guy. His unique ability, Dharmaraja, adds 1 food in cities for every 5 excess happiness. He also receives 10% extra foods in all settlements during a celebration, and all buildings gain happiness adjacency for all improvements. Eat well and be happy. Ashoka has a historical pairing with the Antiquity Civ Moria, India, which is stacked full of happiness boosting civics and infrastructure, as well as a second pantheon choice for versatility. Rome also offers another pathway to happiness via early access to the Colosseum wonder and through the Temple of Jupiter. In the Exploration Age, the Norman Civ again offers multiple sources of happiness and bonuses to celebrations which synergize well, but also consider Spain with early access to the El Escorial wonder, which produces a lot of happiness, as well as having exploration bonuses to help find you the best spots on the map. Speaking of Spain, here is the natural wonder herself, Isabella. Isabella is an economic expansionist leader who strongly dislikes civilizations who have natural wonders in their borders, though she does like everyone else. She also has a starting bias towards both the coast and natural wonders. Her unique ability, 7 Cities of Gold, harks right back to the days of Civ 5. She earns 300 gold for every natural wonder she discovers, and twice this if the wonder is in distant lands. Natural wonders also generate 100% extra tile yields, making them fantastic to work. She also gets 50% extra gold towards buying naval units, alongside -1 gold maintenance for each naval unit she owns. The Antiquity Age Civ Aksum synergizes fantastically, generating additional gold from coastal cities and trade routes. Rome is also a good choice, with many benefits to owning multiple powerful towns and settlements that can be used to claim natural wonders around the map. The Exploration Civ Spain is Isabella's historical pathway, able to expand overseas and exploit distant lands with gusto. The Norman civilization also works well, able to travel fast whilst embarked and defend claimed natural wonders effectively with their plentiful defensive bonuses. Machiavelli now enters the fray cloaked in duplicity and treachery. Machiavelli is a diplomatic economic leader who appreciates anyone at war as long as it's not with him. His unique ability, Il Principal, gains 3 influence per age of the game and gains him 50 gold per age when any diplomatic action is accepted, or 100 gold if they're rejected. Offering things you know will be refused indeed pays rich rewards. He can declare a formal war without any relationship requirement, and can even levy troops from city-states that he isn't a suzerain of. Truly, a master of chaos. Greece is a natural Antiquity age civilization for Machiavelli, bolstering his influence and abilities to treat with both players and independent nations. Consider Persia as a totally different pairing, however. After all, if you can declare wars without any warning, why not use Persia's multiple bonuses to conquest? In the Exploration Age, Chola India grants additional bonuses to various diplomatic agreements, stacking nicely with Machiavelli's natural agenda. But again, ask yourself, why not Mongolia? Use those city-state armies with your own and create a world of chaos that only you can rise from. Now to Pachacuti, King of the Mountains. An economic and expansionist leader, Pachacuti is likely to spawn near mountainous terrain. He likes the civilization with the least mountains and dislikes the leader with the most. Slightly possessive, I feel. His unique ability, Earthshaker, grants food adjacency to all buildings next to mountains. Additionally, specialists next to mountains receive no happiness maintenance, so build those cities, quite literally, high. In Antiquity, Han China encourages large city growth, helping you to work more specialists, whilst Maria India provides extra happiness and pantheon bonuses to work your mountainous terrain a bit better. The historic pathway appears in Exploration, with Inca providing large bonuses to hills and mountains in your empire, enabling huge, thriving cities in the clouds. Alternatively, Majapahit allows for additional specialists with the additional yields, as well as providing mountain adjacencies of their own. Now to Amina, warrior queen of the Sahara. Amina is an economic and militaristic leader who can be found lurking in plains and desert starts. She dislikes anyone else in the plains and desert, and likes those who avoid it. Simple. Her unique ability, Warrior Queen of Zaza, provides 1 additional resource capacity in her cities, as well as 1 gold per age for each resource assigned to her cities. She also gains 5 additional combat strength on all units in plains and desert. You really don't want to fight her there. Aksum is a fantastic Antiquity Civ pairing, providing resource-based bonuses to gold and culture, with Mississippi swapping those, instead, with food bonuses and early access to the Monk's Mound, increasing resource capacity even further. Exploration Age Civ Songhai continues the historic pathway, expanding the gold potential of your trade network, though Ming China also works well with options to add science to your essential city resources. And last but not least, Xerxes, with not 1, but 2 separate personas. As the conquering king of kings, Xerxes is a militaristic and economic leader, likely to be found in the desert. He likes civilizations at war and dislikes those at peace. A simple man indeed. His unique ability, Crusher of Rebellions, grants 3 combat strength to units attacking in neutral or enemy territory, so don't get stuck defending. And he obtains 100 culture and gold per age when capturing a settlement for the first time. He also gains 10% gold in all settlements, doubled if he did not found them, and can have 1 more settlement per age. As the Achaemenid, Xerxes is a cultural and economic leader, liking civilizations with fewer trade routes than himself and disliking those with more. His unique ability, Silk Road, grants him 1 trade route with all other players, and creating a trade route or road grants him 50 culture and 100 gold per age. He also gains 1 culture and gold per age on unique buildings and improvements. In Antiquity, Xerxes historically pairs with Persia, fueling his combat strength, gold and culture generation even further. King of Kings might enjoy Rome with a powerful legion and ability to hold a large empire, but the Achaemenid might instead enjoy Aksum with powerful gold and culture generation. In Exploration, King of Kings might enjoy the strength of Mongolia, dominating the home continent whilst others leave, but the Achaemenid might find himself instead aligned with Abbasid, who generates gold by creating specialists and has multiple ways of boosting science and culture even further. And whilst that's all the detail we have at the moment, other leaders have been announced with less information to date. Himiko, a Japanese queen dating to the 3rd century, Napoleon, the French general, who has 2 separate personas reflecting his time as revolutionary and emperor, and Ben Franklin, who we all know will rule Mongolia. The combinations of leader and civilization mean that it will be unlikely that anyone ever pairs every combination together alone. Will the historic pathways dominate, or will chaos reign as players find their own way? Personally, I can't wait to dive in myself and find out.